guys, welcome back to Perfectly Posing Podcast. I am your host, Ozu herself. How far? How na day? I missed you guys though, like I've missed you all. Did you miss me? Let me know in the comment section if you missed me, and also let me know how you've been, okay? I truly want to hear from you. I truly want to know how you have been. So I'm going to start right off with an apology. I am so sorry that I made the decision to start releasing the episodes bi-monthly without talking to you guys prior to that. I felt like I should have communicated it and also told you my reasons, so I'm going to do so now. I have two main reasons for coming to this decision. The first one being, it's been a lot on me, guys. I'm my own videographer, I'm my own editor, I'm my own producer, I'm my own social media handler. Guys, it's a lot. It's been a lot. When you couple that with life and work, it's been a lot. I am afraid to burn out. So instead of getting there and regretting my actions, I felt maybe I should do something now and make necessary steps to make it easier on myself. And my second reason, guys, is that I always want to offer value to you. Every time I'm in front of you, every time you click a video of mine, I want it to always be with the knowledge that you're going to get value. And it's very easy to fall into just ranting, empty rants with the weekly episodes. And I don't want to do that. I started this podcast with finding my voice, letting other people as well know that they can use their voice, they can find it and use it, and that you're not alone. So I don't want to come and just be repeating myself just to mark attendance as that. I don't give episodes. No. So I want to pick issues that truly matter, things that I feel like we should talk about, and that's what I want to share on here. So for the meantime, please bear with me. Bi-monthly, that's twice every month. Please don't be mad, or don't stay mad at me for too long. But I mean, you stay mad at this place. Thank you for understanding, and we're going to go into the episode right off. If you are following me on my Instagram, then you would already know what we're going to be talking about today. But if you don't and you're not following me, and I don't know why, you won't be following me, but if you're not following me, we're going to be talking about survivor's guilt today. A lot of times I come on here and I talk about choosing yourself, picking the right situations, living to your highest vibration, living true to who you say you are. And I don't think I spend enough time talking about the emotions that comes with this decision. And I realized in these past weeks that the reason people don't choose the hard way, the reason people don't choose themselves in certain things is because of the fallout. It's because of the emotions that come with it. The guilt is terrible. The loneliness that might come with that decision, the sadness that might come with that decision, the backlash from the world, society that might come with that decision. It stops us from making decisions we know are right for us at a time. So I'm going to be talking about the guilt part, right? And over the course of my life, of course, I've had certain times and certain situations where I had to make difficult decisions, and I had to live with the fallout from such decisions. And I'm going to give you a few of those times. I remember when my mom first talked to me about boarding school, I didn't object. I was super excited to go, and she felt terrible. I remember her telling me that, why are you always eager to be away from me? And I asked her, what do you mean? You're the one that said I should go to boarding school now. She said no, that as a child, my first day of school when she took me to kindergarten, she said that I wasn't sad. I literally just said, alright, bye-bye, mommy, see you. I left. And she stood there, that she was the one crying after she took her first daughter, to the school. And her first daughter is excited to leave her. She said she stood there and she was crying, and people had to pet her. Madam, why you going to cry? Your pikin not to cry. And she felt really terrible because she felt, am I not a good mom? Am I going back to work too soon? Is that why? Or rather, did I go back to work too soon? Did I not connect with her? Is that why it was so easy for her to just leave me? And she felt even worse when she came back to come and pick me up. And the teacher said, oh, she did so well. She was good. She was eager. And my mom was like, huh? So she said again, now she's saying that she's putting me in a boarding school. And I don't feel some sort of way to be leaving her. And I apologized. I said, oh, Mommy, I'll miss you. Our boarding school, this is, of course, try to make it up to her. But I realized that there's a reason I acted that way. I don't think I knew it then. But now, I know that it wasn't my mom that I was eager to leave. It was the situation back home. I didn't grow up in the most glamorous home. I didn't have a wholesome house. Domestic violence was the topic of the day most times in my house. There was a lot of aggression, there was a lot of sadness, there was a lot of fear, there was a lot of negative, powerful negative energy in my home growing up. My mom was legit my best friend. She was the love of my life. But my home itself, the circumstances, the anxiety of not knowing what could happen, or rather of knowing that I could just be woken up in the middle of the night because my parents are at it again, or knowing that I could wake up in the morning and my mom has a swollen face. I knew that I wanted to be far away from it, but I felt guilty that I was wanting to leave my mom. I felt guilty that I was choosing to remove myself from that environment. I barely went home. When I go home for holiday, I'm not really so excited to go home because I know that it's not going to be all jolly. Yes, there are jolly days, but it wasn't all jolly all the time. And because of that, I was very apprehensive when it was time to go home. People didn't notice because I didn't used to share what I was feeling when I was growing up. But yeah, that's what I was feeling. So when it was time to go back to school after the holidays, I was usually excited because I knew that there was not going to be fighting. There was no fear for my mom's life. And I felt relieved, and I felt guilty, and I felt sad. And I also felt lonely because I couldn't really tell anybody that I was going through this. Another time where I've had to make a difficult decision that has led me to the point of feeling guilty as well was when I had to let go of my friendship of over 15 years. If you're going to be honest, you will know that friendship breakups are worse than relationship breakups. Like, it's brutal. But it took me the course of 1 full year to remove myself from the situations. Why? I was wondering, what will people say? Am I leaving these people wrong? Should I continue fighting for this friendship? Should I do more? And am I the kind of friend that disappoints people, that leave you when you're not really at your best? And I thought I was better at this. I thought I knew myself better. I thought I was a loyal person. So why would I want to be living a friendship of 15 years? Like, I literally invested my entire life in it. Why would I want to end it? I'm not a loyal friend. I felt terrible. I felt lonely. I felt sad. I felt guilty, even though I knew that I needed to leave that situation. I needed to leave that space. I knew that that friendship was not helping me, and it was not helping my friend at that time. It was very difficult. And by the time I got to the end of that journey, it didn't end well. It didn't end nicely. It ended in a lot of drama that would have been avoided if I had made that difficult decision in the first place. But you know, the funny thing is, I didn't make it instantly. I didn't make the decision on time. I made it at the end. But it didn't even stop the feelings that I was worried about. I still felt guilty. I still felt disloyal. I still felt sad. And I still felt lonely. And for me, is that I can hear it in my head. I can hear it in my spirit when it's time to end the chapter. The spirit literally said to me that those things that you are praying for, these things that you are manifesting, you will not get it if you are still in these situations. But I'm very stubborn. I have coconut head. I would argue, I would negotiate, and then I would accept. But after accepting, before I would do, I'll still be there, knowing that I will not get what I want and the other person will not get what they need until that situation, until that circumstance has been completely dissolved. I remember late last year I had to make that decision again. The thing in life is that because you made a decision the last time, you think that means that entire lesson has been learned. No, there will be revision. You will come across that circumstance again. Would you make the right choice? Would you choose to survive it? And this time around, when I had to make this decision, I fought with it. I fought with the universe. I fought with the spirit. I was like, no, I'm not going to leave. I'm going to remain here. I'm going to try. I'm going to talk. I'm going to try and help as much as I can. And I remember I was sleeping and I had a dream. And one of the things that I heard in my spirit was, you will not survive the fallout of this. You need to be far away when the fallout happens for you to survive it, for you to be able to pick yourself up, put yourself together again and continue living. You need to be far away from this. And that was the minute I knew that I had to do something. And now, these past 3 weeks, I've had to make another difficult decision. And it is especially difficult for us, for me, for you, for anyone, when it has to do with family. See, a lot of times we can sharp our mouths when we see something happening to another person on Instagram and Twitter. We're like, leave that situation. What are you still doing there? Will you die first? It's easy. Even when it's us having to make decisions, if it has to do with people outside, friends, it's easier. Colleagues, it's easier. Random people, it's easier. But when it comes to family, if you've had to make difficult decisions when it comes to your family, it comes to your dad, your mom, your siblings, your uncle, your aunt, your kids, your husband, your wife, then you know what I'm talking about. You know that it's a whole set of ball game. It's not the same. I am someone who prides myself in making the decisions when I need to make decisions. But, now, thinking that last year was probably going to be the last time that I was going to have to make such a heartbreaking decision again, I didn't really see the one coming in 2022. And I remember the first time I had an inkling that this was going to happen, this had to happen. It was in January, February, and I was like, no, not again. I have passed this test. Don't talk to me. You talk to everyone. You are in everyone's mind, heart. You can communicate with everyone. Or talk to the other people. Make them uncomfortable. Give them this lecture. Tell them that they have to be the one to let go. Leave me alone. Like, I don't want to be a bad person. I don't want to be a disloyal friend. I don't want to be a disloyal family member. I don't want to be a disloyal society member. Leave me alone. See, I quarreled. To be quite honest, I quarreled with the universe. And then I started negotiating. Okay, maybe I should have this amount of money. I can give this person this money. Let the person have that so that the decisions will be easy. And every time when I negotiated, the universe was quiet on me. And I would not hear. And that was what I was doing January, February, March, April, May, June. In July, the situation escalated. I knew what I needed to do. But how do I do this? How? What would people say? I would lay on my bed up like, what will my mother say? Am I not disappointing her if I make this decision? What will I tell my people back home? How will my sisters see me? How will my brother see me? I was fighting to make the right decisions that is supposed to make my life easier. That's supposed to bring peace to me. That's supposed to bring the things that I needed. So I prolonged it. It took me 1 year until I got to this point. And you know what? It took somebody outside come and tell me that, babes, you need to do this. You need to let go of this. The way I'm seeing this thing that is happening, make una not become enemies. let this person go. Let the circumstance end. This is someone that I haven't spoken to about what was happening. It took the universe talking to me through that person, because at this point I didn't trust my friends anymore. I didn't trust my family anymore, because I just felt like, oh, they would tell me what I needed to hear because they know that I need to make the decision. So I wasn't talking to them about it anymore. So when I heard it, I was like, okay, this is going to happen. I had a sit down. I tried to talk to the other party involved. I had to sit down and I poured out my heart. I tried to let the person know where I was coming from and, understand me and know that this is not from a malicious place, right? Which is what it says the ideal thing to do. But you know what? It still didn't stop the feelings. It still didn't stop me from feeling guilty. It still did not stop the image the other person wanted to build about me. So why have I been telling you all of this things? Is that I know the feelings that come with choosing yourself. I know how painful and how brutal those emotions are. Even when you know that what you are doing is the right thing for you and the other people involved. Even when you know that the things that you need will not come to you if you do not make these situations, if you do not make these circumstances clear, or if you do not remove yourself from it to tell you that it's okay. It is good that you are feeling these emotions. You know what it means? It means that you are human. It means you have a conscience. It means you know what should be done at the time it should be done. I am not going to tell you that, oh, because of these emotions, do not make those decisions. Let me talk to you direct. If you need to leave your husband today, leave your husband. If you need to leave your wife today, leave your wife. If you need to leave that fiancé, if you need to leave that job, if you need to disown your parents, disown them. Yes, I said it. Because you know what? It will not stop what is supposed to happen from happening. The relationship has gotten to its expiring date. Let me ask you something. When the food expires, can you eat it? If you eat it, where do you land? In hospital? It's the same thing. When the relationship has expired, if you like, do not leave it. If you don't leave it, I have spoken of a lot of things inside this video. I have spoken about domestic violence, marriage. I have spoken about friendship, toxic friendship. I have spoken about toxic relationships, even in your own home. It could be between you and your sister. It could be between you and your brother. It could be between you and your family. If you say you would manage the situations, and the clear instructions that has probably been given to you is that you should let it go. Trust me, there is nothing you want to put together. There is no way you want to pull it together. It will still come down crumbling. Why? Because your next level is waiting for that decision. Your next phase is waiting for that decision. Your next success is waiting for that decision. Sometimes we think we are put in people's life to correct them, to change their ways, to guide them. But it's not necessarily so. It's not always the case. Sometimes you will guide people and you will not see the result. They will not understand you until 20 years time, until 10 years time, until 5 years time. Does it mean that God putting you in those situations at that time was wrong? No. You have impacted what you want to impact on that person. You might not see the result as you think you should see it. It could be another lifetime, another situation, another circumstance that it will take that person to realize that, oh, this is what this other person was saying, this is what my sister was saying, this is what my brother was saying. It could take another long ass journey to get there. But you should be concerned about you. When it is time to make these difficult decisions, don't worry about whether people will consider you a bad person. It is even okay if the other person thinks you're a bad person, it is their right, it is their prerogative to decide whether this thing that you did to them was good or bad. You cannot alter the story. It's not your place to try to change their narrative. No, it is only in your place to do what is right at that time, to do what is right by you and for you. Again, I would like to mention that I am not talking about where you are the one being toxic. I am talking about where you know that it is time for a change. It is time for something different. It's time to move. This relationship is no longer serving. This relationship is no longer healthy. This relationship is driving headfirst into disaster. You need to shake body. You need to leave that space. No only you wakako. All of us, one by one, no only us wakako in this life. Is it until you get to the point where you all are fighting, killing each other, dying? Is that when you will learn? Do you want to lose your life before you will learn? Do you want to lose your life before you will learn? Your decision to remain in any situation, any lifestyle that is no longer benefiting you should never be dependent on what you think people would say about you, or what you think you don't have, or what you think you need. When the Spirit has said to you, when your heart, your mind, your brain, your body, your soul has said to you, you need to move. You need to move. You need to let go of this. It is right for you to do so. It is right for you to let go. The monies that you're looking for is on the other side of that decision. The happiness that you're looking for is on the other side of that decision. The peace of mind that you are seeking is on the other side of that difficult conversation or that difficult decision that you are refusing to make. It could be so many reasons why that decision is hard for you. I'm not going to take away from that. Your situation and my situation, or another person's situation, completely different, I know. But I can tell you that the only way to resolve that situation is to let go, is to move on. And we can only pray that the other person, the other party involved, understands where we're coming from, is also enlightened, is also self-aware enough to know that this has to happen. But if the other person is not, you cannot remain in that situation. Trust me, they will hate you for remaining. I loved my mom so much, but I can tell you that the biggest flaw that I found in my mom, the thing that if I sit down today and I think about my mom and I think about everything and I think that she's no more here, the thing that I would fault her for, that I always fault her for, is for remaining with my father. I would always tell her to leave. I would always tell her that I would be happier. My life would have been better if she had left. So don't think that if you are in a marriage that is no longer working, you think you're remaining there for your kids. Don't think you're doing them a favor. You are not. If you're in a partnership with someone, if you're in a relationship with someone, if you're in a friendship with someone, and it's no longer working, and you think by remaining there, by not making the hard call, you are helping the person, you are not. Sorry to burst your bubble. You are not. If you're in that family home, if you are in that household, if you are in that, if you remain in that relationship, that toxic relationship within your family, and you think that you're going to remain there because they are your family, because you think that is what must be done, you think that is how life is supposed to be lived, let me let you know, you're not doing them any good. Someone needs to make the tough call, and if it has been put in your heart already to make that call, stop wasting time. You can prolong it. You can be like me. It can take you a whole year to get there. It's okay to. You can walk at your pace. But I'm here to tell you that it's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel guilty. It's okay to feel alone sometimes. It's okay to feel like you're a terrible person. You're not. You're not. You're just making a hard call. And that's all it is. After a while, it will get better. You will smile. It's hard. Call me. Chat me up on Instagram if you need to talk about how difficult this is for you. How difficult that situation is for you. But if you are sure in your heart that that is the right decision, go ahead. You will be alright. They will be alright. The other person will be fine. Your family will be fine. Your kids will be fine. Your ex will be fine. Your friend as well will be fine. Guys, let's not die in marriages, in situationships that are not serving us. Let's not continue doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. That is madness. There are other things that will make you stronger. But let me tell you, on the other side, after you're done experiencing that, there's happiness, there's wellness, there is joy. There is joy from within. Joy that money will not give to you. Joy that a car, a job will not give to you. Joy from within. Peace, happiness, settledness, like you are settled in where you are in. It's important. It's important to live a healthy life. So that's my advice. Yes, so it's like this episode is bad advice. Take it. I'm a bad person. I'm a bad person, guys. This is bad advice I'm giving to you. Take it. Only people who want bad advice should click on my podcast. If you don't want bad advice, go and look for good advice, okay? There are plenty. Good advice are everywhere. There are plenty. Alright, so guys, I'm going to stop here for today. I feel good. I feel better talking about this. I feel like a load off my chest. A load is off my chest. I feel better for talking about this. So thank you. Thank you for giving me your listening ears to, rant. In other words. I feel good. Alright guys, so quick information. I've been creating the playlist. I'm sorry that it's taking a little while. Is it really? It's taking a while. Maybe it is. If it's taking a while, I'm sorry, and that's because a lot has been going on. Did you know that I was offline completely for like 1 week? I think that's the first time in years that I have been completely offline. It was a new way of doing things, but yeah, I'm back. So I would work on the playlist. It's called cast playlist. So you're going to be hearing things like, if I cast, yeah, I cast, yeah, anything, then talk. That's what we're going to be hearing. So do you know what's going to be on the first play? Do you know what's going to be the first play already? Alright, I'm going to be releasing that by Saturday. It's going to be available on Instagram. You're going to get the link on Instagram. It's going to be available on Apple Music. It's going to be available on Spotify as well, so you could listen to it and vibe with me. So I'm actually going to release it on Saturday morning so that we can do our shows, we can do things we want to do on Saturday with it. Okay, so look forward to it. And then quick one, going forward, we're going to be releasing our audio podcast on Thursday, just like we've always done. And then the vodcast, that is the video, is going to be live on YouTube on Fridays. That's how it's going to be happening going forward. So I hope that's cool. So if you cannot wait for the video, you can always quickly listen to it on the other platforms while you wait to watch the video other times. Okay, so guys, thank you very much. Let's do a roll call to my VIPs, the people that have been here with me since day one, my real MVPs. Thank you so much for always keeping up with me. And for you who came to this video, this is your first time of seeing this video and you got to this point, Washiri, I love you. You are my real G. Thank you very much. As you have gotten to this point, please like this video, give me a comment, please share it, and let me know one thing that you took away from this video. I love you so much. Thank you so much. Subscribe to my channel. I am grateful for you. And then you can follow me on my socials on Instagram at Oza_herself, guys. I'm doing a lot more now. Nobody has even said to me that I'm seeing you on Instagram. I see that you update often. I see that you post. Why is nobody telling me that you are trying? You guys, pat me on the back. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to leave you here for now. Make sure you make those decisions. You leave those situations. Until I talk to you again next week, Thursday, keep being perfectly you.